I was quite young at 19. Nobody would have said 2 years before, here's an Olympian candidate. Nobody would have seen that. He was a good 400-meter runner, but to run world class within a 2-year period, very unusual. We set a new world record in the 4x400 relay, which the gold medal is in. When you win something like this, I think you're bound to share it with folks. If you're going to make the Olympic team, you're going to have to devote everything. It can't be, gee, I wish I was doing this, I wish I was doing this. No. This is where your total focus goes, 24/7. You have put your body through things that the average person doesn't. You fight to stay alive, and I'm going to tell you, with this disease, you've got to fight to stay alive. Christine was the only match out of 22 million on file at the time for my body. Now, were there others out there? Sure. She was the only one that had signed up to be a match, the only one that had volunteered to save a life if a life could be saved with her DNA, with her stem cells.
I feel like it's all like sliding door moments, you know? If that person hadn't done what they did for him, I probably wouldn't be here right now, you know? Who knows if he would have found a match? He wouldn't have shown up at SMU. I wouldn't have done my thing. That person wouldn't have lived. I feel like all of life is just tons of little sliding doors, and him getting his match obviously led to a lot of other people getting theirs.
We began 6 years ago what we call Earl Young's team. This is all about awareness and registering.
Stories like Earl's, it's ultimately the reason why we are following in those footsteps. We want to do what's right.
It's a big deal, like just who he is, and then now what he has kind of made his mission to try to give other people his same story and his same success on the same level based on, you know, his donor and what she was able to do for him.
It's not as daunting of a task as I think people make it out to be in their head. Like maybe they make it out to be in their head because it's this grand heroic thing to do, that it must be this like giant thing and a big time sink or something like that, and it's really not.
All we're asking folks to do in the beginning is just swab, just register.
I was almost baffled by how easy it was. The reason we need more donors is because it's such a hard thing to get a match.
For every 10 diagnosed with a blood cancer, only 4 find a match. There are babies dying, there are 71-year-old men dying, there are grandmas dying, there are young moms dying, while their match is walking down the street clueless that they could save their life. That's got to change. That's got to change.
I also don't feel like you get that many opportunities to save somebody's life. I mean, I'm not a firefighter or a policeman or something like that. Like that's just like through like nothing that I'm doing, like just the fact that I have a certain DNA. It's like I didn't have to give that much of myself to make a huge impact on somebody else.
It's not an insurance deal. It's not painful. I think those are 2 big hurdles. That probably if people knew more about it, it would remove some of the reservations.
Nothing came out of my pockets. I didn't have any cost incurrence from this at all.
Not everyone gets called, so and that's why it's a privilege, is because not everyone gets called. So it's like they should feel at least very fortunate and special to be the one.
The outcomes are real. The outcomes are meaningful.
I just remember his mom was just so like grateful. Obviously, I mean, he was obviously very grateful, but it's like coming from a parent's view too, of like, no, you literally saved my son's life.
It's like when I do something for someone else, now all of a sudden I'm more grateful for what I have, and just my heart overflows with joy and gratitude.
It's not about me, it's about the team. You're doing something that's greater than yourself.
Since we began, we've swabbed 22,000 students. More importantly, we're just about to announce our 100th match. 100 people. They get to have life.